It's Super Bowl Sunday and my birthday. So now, today, we're going to cook up some delicious Super Bowl food.
It may not mean nothing to y'all, but understand nothing was done for me, so I don't plan on stopping at all. I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine.
So right now, it's earlier in the day. So I'm gonna start cooking my pizza dough since I'm making some handmade pizzas from scratch. So I'm gonna get started with that right now. So I'm in the kitchen, and the pizza dough recipe that I've used for years now, and it is Emeril Lagasse. It's from Emeril's book, Prime Time. So, bam! We got pizza dough. Makes two 10-inch crusts, but we're gonna make 3 portions of it. So what you'll need is these ingredients right here. We've got flour. We've got yeast. We've got extra virgin olive oil, salt, and water. So first things first is we're going to add the warm water into the bowl. Now I'm making 3 portions, so I'm going to have to use 3 cups. So add in water. Add it in. And 3 cups of water. Then we need to add 3 packets of this dry yeast. Then you whisk your yeast until it has dissolved into the water, and you'll let it sit for 3 minutes. All right, now we let it sit. All right, so now that I have let the yeast settle into the water and dissolve completely, now I'm going to start adding the flour. So with my portion, I'm going to need 9 cups of flour, but usually you'll only need 3 for 1 portion. So we're going to start off by adding 2 cups to the mixture. And then we'll start whisking it again. And then we'll start adding it by half cups as we continue. So once you've added a majority of the flour, you're going to want to start hand kneading it because a whisk's not going to work anymore. So right now I'm at 6 cups. So I have 3 more cups to go, and it's already a pretty solid mass. Cut. Perfect.
Well, maybe they should see you preparing your surface.
So after you've kneaded your dough into a nice malleable form, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fold it into itself. So you take the edges and you fold them towards the middle into this ball form, and then just kind of squeeze it all together until it takes a nice round globe shape, just like that. Now you're going to take the folded side and you're going to put that at the bottom of your bowl here, and then you're going to take the extra virgin olive oil, and you're going to top the dough with the oil. Make sure it gets nice and moist. And then just kind of take it and rub it around the dough. And then you'll take your dough and you'll cover it with some plastic wrap and let it set for about an hour to an hour and a half until it has risen. Alright, so we're letting our dough rise and getting ready for the pizza. So like I said before in my past video, I'm going to make Philly cheesesteak pizza and some Philly cheesesteaks. So now we're going to start working on the Philly cheesesteak filling. So first what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to chop your onions. So we'll get our onions chopped. I'm going to do about 3 because I'm going to need a lot of filling. Alright, so once you've chopped all of your onions, you're going to want to start sauteing them. So you're going to turn your oven or your range on to about a mid heat. Take some olive oil, completely cover the bottom of your pan. And then you're going to want to get your onions to the point where they're going to be at a nice sweat. So add these in. Stop him.
No, Bruiser.
Alright, go ahead and cut. Alright, so we've got our onions to a nice sweat. You're going to know it's sweating when there's little bits of brown in there. It's going to be smelling really sweet, and the onions are just going to glisten. So once you've got it to your sweat, you're going to take some chopped green onions, and you're going to add them in with or chopped green peppers, I mean. You're going to add them in with onions. And then just stir it in. And then we're going to let those sweat a little bit too. And then we'll add our seitan in. Yeah. Look at that. Are you going? Oh. Can you restart? Alright, so now that we've gotten the peppers and the onions to sweat, we're going to add in the seitan. Seitan is the actual part that's going to taste like the steak. So you just want to take the seitan, and you can have chunks or strips, and just break it up. Oh no! Caught it. Into the mixture. Now I'm going to add 4 packages of seitan to this. Alright, so now that we have our peppers, onions, and seitan cooking, we're going to add in our spices. So first we need garlic powder. Most recipes actually don't call for it, but it's a personal taste preference for me. I like it. Then you're going to need to get some onion powder, and last but not least, some celery flakes. So now just season to taste. I already added my onion powder in. Just add in the garlic powder. I'll add a little more onion powder. And it can sometimes be a little difficult, but add in your celery flakes too. Alright, so we have completed cooking the Philly cheesesteak ingredients. So now we're going to start on the Philly cheesesteak pizza. So you're going to take your dough from earlier, and you're going to spread it. If you have a pizza stone, that's great, because then the crust is going to get that much better. So you just start spreading your dough. I'm going to make this one a little bit more of a thin crust, just because I want that crunch that you get from a French bread on a regular Philly cheesesteak. Nice and spread out. So all corners a stone. Alright, now for this one, we're not going to use the traditional tomato sauce on most pizzas use. We're going to use olive oil and garlic. So I'll get some garlic. I'm just going to use the Easy Squeeze garlic because it's easy. Or maybe not. So get a good little dollop of garlic in the middle there. You want to spread that around. You don't want it too thick in any one place, so you gotta get it nice and spread out. Else you get a nice big mouthful of garlic. Alright. And then you'll take your olive oil, spread your olive oil all the way across the crust. And this is new for me, I've never done this before. So, we'll see how it turns out, but I think it's gonna end up pretty good. Alright. Got it completely covered. Alright, now we're gonna take our provolone slices. This provolone is the cheese that is used on Philly cheesesteaks. And I'm gonna completely cover the face of the pizza with the provolone. Now this is the part where the process of Philly cheesesteaks and the Philly cheesesteak pizza is going to differ. You're actually going to bake the Philly cheesesteak filling with the provolone on top. I can't grip this today. Okay. All right. Now once we have that completely covered, we're going to take some of this Philly cheesesteak filling and put it right on top of there. Get even coverage. Don't want that to fall off. Okay. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of mozzarella on top, just for the pizza flavor aspect of it. And we'll take a few extra slices of the provolone, just kind of break it up on top. Whoops. All right, and then you're gonna want to throw it in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the crust is complete. All right, so for the other Philly cheesesteak stuff, you're just gonna put it in a pan. So you all your stuff into the pan. Give it all spread out. All right. Throw your provolone slices on top of this. These are hard to get apart. All right, so you get nice coverage of the cheese on there. And then you're gonna take that, just throw it in right in there with your pizza. And let that cook for about 5-6 minutes. It's gonna take a lot less time than the pizza. All right, so once your Philly cheesesteak filling is done in the oven and the cheese has melted, you can then put it into the French bread and make it look like this. As you can see, the Philly cheesesteak pizza came out looking very nice. So we'll just get that cut up. Put some olive oil around the edges, and I'm probably going to season those with a little bit of garlic powder, and it should be good to go. Well, I made the Philly cheesesteak pizza and the Philly cheesesteaks. I was going to make wings, but nobody decided to show up to my party, so I figured that I'll just wait and save that for another time and teach you how to cook that later. So everybody enjoy the Super Bowl, go Eagles, and have a good night. Alright, so now that after you've kneaded your dough into a nice malleable form, you're going to take the edges and you're going to fold it. God damn it, now it's falling apart again!